Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in as we're talking here.
For free. You just look at it and it will tell you stocks to invest in. But moving on to week ahead. This week is going to be a very, very short week. I think it's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen, but it's going to be a short week. Tomorrow, the markets are closed for Martin Luther King Day. Shout out to the good bro. And on Wednesday, we have Biden's inauguration in the middle of the day. And following that, he's pretty much going to jump straight into providing the stimulus. And I think he's mentioned having a second stimulus later in the year, depending on how things go. So from my understanding, there are two packages. One that's the 1.9 trillion. There's another one that might be coming in talks later down the line. But with that, it's definitely a great idea to start looking at the stocks that he's backing, like weed stocks, energy stocks, all things like that. Some good energy companies would be Energy Transfer. Some good weed companies would be GRWG, Canopy Growth. EV companies also get a benefit from that. Tesla, the electric vehicle charging, battery charging, like SBE and Blink. And a lot of those stuff. And even with this week as well, we have a lot of earnings. Earnings is back in season this week. With Netflix. Netflix is going to be after the close on Tuesday. Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and Charles Schwab is going to be on Monday before the before markets open. On Tuesday before the markets open, we have United Airlines after the close on Wednesday. Fuel Cell Energy, that's one I've been looking at a lot. I'm going to probably pay attention to theirs on Thursday before open. Intel after the close, for those that are interested in semiconductors on Thursday. Ally Financial, and a couple other ones out there, but I think those are the main ones. Anyone stand out to you guys?
I just recently learned that Ally was listed a stock. So I went and looked at the charts, and Ally just has been on a complete tear, like just a nice upward momentum for the past year. So I think that one definitely, with all this positive with all the banking news, could be a good one to look at.
Facts. Like I've not thought of them myself either. I personally have my car loan through them, and I pay my car note through them. So I should honestly be thinking about investing them so I get my money back. To be honest, should get my money back for my car. But other things going on, everyone is all talking about crypto. Everyone's talking about altcoins. So you're going to see a lot of movement, especially in some of those altcoins that we mentioned earlier. That I'm definitely watching that this week. I might throw some money in that, but I'll definitely watch that. But yeah, again, bank stocks are coming back. So definitely pay attention to Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo as well. Anything else y'all looking at next week or that might be happening next week before we go into members pick?
There'll be a lot of drop-offs on a lot of these earnings. Be prepared to buy in the red. Just be prepared to buy in the red.
Facts. But moving on, what is everyone's members picks? For me, I'm trying to sell all my options plays before inaugurations because I don't want that to affect it. Selling all options plays before inauguration. I'm still going to be looking for short-term option plays. So I'm trying to get my capital up so I can buy into other stocks I've been looking at. Same stocks as before: EV, Bitcoin stocks, NIO, Tesla, SBE, Blink. I've added FCell, Plug as well. I'm also going to be looking at Airbnb, BNGO. That's a genomic stock that I've been hearing a lot about. Last week they went crazy. Last week I think they went up from like $2 to $6. I am going to be using my scanners. I've connected with a couple people and taught me how to use my scanners, and my scanners are A1 now. So I'm about to be dropping all my scanner picks in the chat. And I also learned how to do Fibonacci retracement. So I'm about to be sniping all these plays. Y'all not ready for me, I promise you. Y'all definitely not ready. But yeah, that is me. How about you guys, Heero?
So really, I'm using this downtime and this quiet time to perfect that the scanner and the dividends chart, and just eyeballing some of these dividends and not falling into the trope of the dividend tray of, why would you want to make a dividend investment portfolio surrounded around Disney and Raytheon? Oh, okay, they got great dividend rates, but it's not enough you're going to be spending 10 times the amount of money when you can get into, Ally or one of these C Corps that just cut off the ground and they're paying $5 and you want to grow with them. So I think changing up my strategy, removing a lot of these big boys off my chart, because I'm not going to own 100 stocks of Raytheon. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't impose that will on myself. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on a lot this week.
Gotcha. How about you, Rebecca?
Along with Heero and his dividend strategy, I'm looking to take my dividend stocks off of Robinhood and into a more advanced platform. That's why I asked Jesse for his Schwab referral. So I'm going to start kind of building up a dividends account and strategy with a lot of energy infrastructure names that are going to benefit under a Biden administration. I did send out a list by Kiplinger that was a pretty good list. A lot of them have dividends, so definitely going to go look into those different stocks and start increasing or start positions in them.
Bet. How about you, David?
Yeah, so I'm more in the crypto space right now. Waiting on what happens with Bitcoin after the apparently that there's something supposed to happen in the next 2 days or so where I'm gonna pull up the article real quick so I'm not misquoting it, but definitely something is supposed to happen when the apex of key formation. So like Bitcoin's key formation is going to hit its apex in like 2 days or so.
Are you talking about the pattern that's forming on the chart?
No, the apex of key formation. So well, let me see. What is it saying?
While you're looking at that, I forgot to mention my crypto plays. I'm thinking about actually buying more Link and DOT. My last paycheck, I bought a lot more Ethereum and a little bit more Bitcoin. But I honestly should have moved a little bit to Link and DOT, to be honest. I was looking at that, I was hearing about that, and a lot of people are really strong bullish on Link. So I should have bought a little bit more. I have a few hundred in Link, but I'm looking to increase that a little bit. Slowly, just as dips appear. Because that's my strategy. I've not formed a full strategy on on crypto besides long term and just buying the dip. So for me, I just buy on the dip and just hold on to it for a decent amount. I am thinking about switching to BlockFi with Rebecca to also start staking my my crypto and getting interest on that. And for those of you that don't know, staking is basically where it's kind of like savings for crypto. It's basically where you move your funds into a specific coin or into a specific account, and you get interest for doing that. And it's really great. Where? Say it again. It's a lot of different. Coinbase has it. If you buy USDC on Coinbase, they give you interest for holding it. A lot of different accounts have it. On the Clubhouse call, people were talking about it, where you can go on BlockFi. And Rebecca, you can talk more about it since you know more about that.
Yeah. So with different cryptos, for example, BlockFi gives you up to 8.6% on the USDC, and they call it the Gemini USD, which is basically their version of a stable coin that's equivalent to the US dollar. And then they have interest rates for like Bitcoin is at 6%. And it's
so this is like another brokerage.
I think they're really trying to play off of the idea of the high yield savings account. But the high yield savings account right now with interest rates super low is nothing, like 0.5%. So that's not, you're not going to get anything off of that. So I think because it's also a lending platform, so they actually that's how they're able to give you such a high interest rate, is because they're actually lending out the different coins to members of the platform. I did a lot of research and reviews on it where I felt it was safe enough where the platform has a lot of leverage over the people borrowing. So they make sure like the borrowers have a certain amount of coins or a certain amount of money within their account before letting them borrow more margin. So that's how the platform is really giving such a high interest rate, because they are taking that interest rate percentage from lending out the coins.
Yep, I think it's a really great strategy, especially for people that are looking to hold on long term, because then might as well get paid to hold it for a long period of time. So I'm thinking about moving a decent amount of my crypto to BlockFi and things like that. But
Yeah,
David,
and it's not only crypto; it is a lot of different cryptos. But you can also move your US dollars into it. That's what I mean. Because I was looking for a high yield savings alternative, because 0.5 was doing it. So that's when I was doing the different looking at different rates. I just happened upon BlockFi, and I was like, this has to be the next move.
Right. It makes so much sense. Like for me, I feel like my Coinbase account is really becoming my savings account, because I'm not really doing anything with it, but just holding into these different crypto, and I'm moving a lot of my money from my paychecks to that. So might as well get a higher interest and then still get the benefit of having all this crypto too. So I think that's a really great point. I really appreciate you for throwing that in the Discord.
Yeah.
But David, do you have anything regarding your crypto plays still? Or
Well, yeah. So apparently, what I was talking about with the so a lot of experts believe that the apex, like the true apex of Bitcoin, is going to come up in the next few days. So we've noticed that while Bitcoin has been sliding, a lot of the other altcoins have been gaining steam, and feel like when the apex hits, whenever that is, within the next day or so, then we'll see a lot of the altcoins kind of like stagnate for a little bit, and then Bitcoin will start its real jumps. Because there's a lot of people who believe that Bitcoin is going to pass like 60 grand by the end of 21.
People have already promised 100K, 100K
yeah,
for Bitcoin,
which is all possible. The thing is, right, because cryptos is such a speculative market, anything can really happen.
Facts.
What I was saying is that, like we were just talking about before, I think it's just best, like even though US dollar coins aren't going to go up in value from $1, getting that percentage through the right program, through the right platform could mean all the difference, which leads me to the next point. When we were on Clubhouse earlier, someone mentioned Celsius. As a platform in addition to BlockFi. So I feel like I want to take a decent percentage of my savings, even some of what I would have lumped into a Roth IRA or some account of that nature, and put it in something that's going to guarantee high yield within that span. Because if not all cryptos catch on, I believe, much like you are believing, that the US dollar coin is going to be readily accessible to the American populace, and that the American government is going to make ways for it to get into our day-to-day transactions. So I feel like it will eventually get into use, and it will be around for a while. So
I will say the reason I chose BlockFi, even though it doesn't have the highest APY, it's at 8.6, but there's a lot of other platforms like Nexo and UHODL that have like 10% for the US stable coins. The reason why I decided to do BlockFi is because they actually have a really awesome referral bonus right now. It was like up to $250 in Bitcoin. It's like, but it's tiered. So you have to, in order to get 250, you have to put in $20,000. And it goes down from there. But I thought that the bonus over time with the interest rate just was really beneficial. Better than that if I just did that 10%. Also, BlockFi just seems a little bit more widely used, and was backed by a lot of great companies like Fidelity, the Winklevoss twins, Coinbase, also Coinbase Ventures. So that's why I chose BlockFi. But that bonus really got me. So
let me borrow your link, Rebecca. Let me get some money. Let
I'll
me
send
borrow
you the
that
bonus
link.
link.
Yeah, same thing. Can I have your link? If
Let me
you
get
could,
that
drop
link.
it
We can
in,
all eat. Let's all eat.
yeah, if you
Yeah,
could drop it in the Discord, that'd be great.
I'll drop it in Discord.
Dope. Appreciate it. But yeah, that is our episode today. We covered a lot. This is only the second episode of season 2. So again, thank you for listening, and thanks for the people that we have on the call today. David, Rebecca, Heero, myself. This is the Trey Tribe. So make sure to share this with your friends and family, whichever way you are listening to this or watching this. Follow us on social media at the Trey Tribe and subscribe to our YouTube and podcast app. Good luck trading, and Tribe out.